Welcome back. The fairing is well and truly underway and there's a few jobs I have to do before I can complete the fairing in those particular areas. To make a hole here for the electrical wire, that looks something like this, which is glassed on the inside. I use this little plug I made up, and it has a slot in it so that once this hole is drilled parallel, I can put this into it with a bit of sandpaper, make a tapered hole, and then I put some tape over this plug and wrap cloth around it many times, and then just push it into the hole, and the plug removes easily, and I have a very well glassed hole which will never leak water into the timber. To make a hole square to the deck, I use this block. Whoa, too far. That goes through a hardwood block underneath the deck. Here's my drill with the sandpaper around it. It's like a tapered reamer. Yeah, a little bit hot. Not quite working as well as last time. Try number 2 with a new bit of sandpaper. I'll go much slower this time. I got there in the end, but the hole was way too deep and much harder than when I did it last time because of that hardwood block down there. Oh, there he goes. Worked last time. Why wouldn't it this time? Probably quite a few reasons actually. It's poking through, so push the bung in there. It's got to work, right? That's what it looks like on the inside. Theoretically, the plug should remove quite easily. And it did. And there you have it. Bit of a sand off on the inside and the outside, but that's a very well protected hole. I've got to install the windows before I do the fairing on the cabin side. The double-sided tape is 19mm, so I'm just going to mark all around 19mm and cut it out. Wow. Been looking forward to this moment. Look at these guys. I built a ditch to stop them drinking the water off the concrete. They've got plenty over there. What do? I've fed all the decks back to the cabin end here. I'm just about to fill both sides. I've just glassed the corner here yesterday. And I'm using this filler, which is quite light and easy to sand. going through a bit of it. You can't use it on the top sides, you can't use it under a dark colour. So that's why I'm only using it on in the cockpit, decks and cabin side. It's such a hot day, I can peel off this peel ply already after probably 2 to 3 hours, which is amazing really, how fast this epoxy is cracking off today. It's 33 degrees Celsius in the shed, 85 Fahrenheit, and it sure feels like it. But I closed it up over lunch to really crack off that resining and undoing. So I can continue it hopefully by pulling some of the peel ply off. It's marginal. Yeah. I'll just have to do something else. All the taping for the cockpit has been now done, except for around the rudder post here and the outboard post. I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to do the rudder stock. I'm trying to make something that accomplishes two purposes. One is that the rudder can slide up and down and there'll be a clamping device. And the other is that if the rudder hits something, that it doesn't break something. There's one method I've seen used that there's a line on a cam here, like a small high field lever, if you know what that is. Anyway, it's on a cam here. The line goes back along here, around the back of the rudder to the clamp, and have a line on either side that go up to this locking device. So obviously if you hit something, the line can stretch a little bit, has a bit of give, and will absorb the impact without breaking something. That's the theory. The other idea I have is, which I've seen used, is have a pivot here, a pin here, so the rudder can kick up, and down on the bottom end there's like a wooden fuse, they call it, like a dowel that goes through some holes, and if you get a severe impact it'll break that dowel and you have a spare one ready to whack back in there. I would normally not try to resin, especially in-grain redwood like this, but as you can see, some bubbles are growing. It's in the morning and I'm off to the physio after lunch, so I want to get this underway. There's the risk that it'll form a bubble under the glass, but it's a fairly easy place to fix if it does, and it's non-structural, so I just want to get the all the glassing, coving and taping finished in this area so I can skim it all. Sometimes I mix glue fibre, in this case like 50-50 with some 410 filler. It's not easy to sand, but it's more structural, but it's not as hard to sand as straight glue fibre. And what I'll be doing in this situation is putting the cloth over the filler. It's preferable to let the filler go off a bit, crack off a bit, otherwise you've got to be so careful. But in this case I'm pushing everything along. This method I came across near the beginning of this job has saved me so much time in sanding, because even with the best of running your tool around to get the radius, it's not going to be perfect, but you lay the cloth in there and it's absolutely fine. And of course after the resin has gone off, you're going to fill and ferret again anyway, so There's no point in making it perfect if you're gonna put cloth on it and then fare it again. Using these sticks, I've found, with the little radius on the end is really good for just laying in the material like this and giving it a few strokes to get the bubbles out. I finished this glassing around here with 5 minutes to spare before going to the physio yesterday, to be told by the physio that I have a bit of a rotator cuff issue. It's not really bad, but I've got to look after it. So fairing the hole is not the best thing for it. So I'm just going to have to do bits here and there and do other jobs as well at the same time. Done some prep all around here so I can begin the filling. I think I made this mix a little dry. No, not happy with that. Damn it. Gonna add some more resin. Round 2. Get the air bubbles out. Nothing worse than it being too running, coming back and seeing it all slumped. I think I might have got away with this rehash. Here we go. It's sticking to the bubbles. There's any point in trying to get it all in the first go. Nice and can though. Sometimes you gotta know when to leave things alone. Oh no. That went about halfway, so that makes it easy to calculate how much more I need. It's not that pretty, but it's not falling off. I'm going to fill all these holes with glue thickened epoxy. These blocks are the mounting blocks for all the running rigging gear that goes on the cabin top. It looks black because there's some graphite in there as well. Whoa, I messed some of these up. Way too hot. I was thinking of doing it in 2 goes. I better put these outside while I go and have lunch, because they could catch fire. And they've all really cracked off, so I've got to drill all those out and start refilling them, and I'll definitely take it a lot slower next time. But I didn't quite fill that one up, and there's like one hole, which is okay. It went better second time around, and it was a little bit later in the day and a bit cooler. There's a few jobs that I've been doing like this one before I can finish the fairing on the boat, so it's eating into my fairing time, but the fairing is happening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.